Hello everyone, welcome to Tales of Light. Have you ever had a moment where you wish the ground would just open up and swallow you whole? Imagine standing in the center of a bright spotlight. You can hear the breathing of 1,000 people waiting for you to be perfect. You have practiced for years for this one moment. Then, in an instant, your mind goes blank. The silence is louder than any music could ever be. That silence is where most people give up. It is the place where dreams go to die. But what if I told you that being humiliated in front of everyone was actually the best thing that ever happened to Arco? What if his greatest failure was actually the only way he could ever become a master? Today, we are looking at why you should not just accept failure, but why you should learn to fail better. Arco was 20 years old, an age where the pressure to figure out your entire life feels like a heavy weight on your shoulders. For Arco, life was defined by 88 black and white keys. He was a pianist. Since he was a young boy, he did not spend his weekends playing football or hanging out at the mall. He spent them in a small, wood-paneled room, chasing the perfect melody. His parents called him a prodigy. His friends called him a genius. But Arco knew the truth. He was just a young man who was terrified of making a mistake. He believed that success was a straight line. He thought that if he worked hard enough, he would never have to face the sting of a wrong note. By the time he turned 20, his hard work seemed to be paying off. He was booked for his first major concert at a prestigious hall in the city. This was the moment that would launch his career. His face was on the posters. His teachers were in the front row. The air in the city felt different that week. It felt like the beginning of a legend. Arco spent 14 hours a day at the piano during the final week. He wanted to be flawless. He wanted to be perfect because, in his mind, anything less than perfection was a total disaster. He did not realize that by demanding perfection, he was setting a trap for himself that he would soon fall into. The night of the concert arrived. The backstage area smelled like old dust and expensive perfume. Arco could feel his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. When the announcer called his name, his legs felt like lead. He walked out onto the stage, and the applause was deafening. He sat down at the grand piano, adjusted his bench, and took a deep breath. For the first 10 minutes, it was magic. His fingers moved like water over the keys. But then it happened. A small bead of sweat ran down into his eye. He blinked. In that split second, he lost his place. He hit a sharp note where there should have been a flat one. The sound echoed through the hall like a gunshot. Arco froze. He tried to find the melody again, but his hands began to shake. He looked out into the dark audience, and all he could see were judging eyes. The silence stretched on for 5 seconds, then 10, then 20. He could not do it. The pressure crushed him. Without a word, Arco stood up, walked off the stage, and ran out the back door into the cold night air. He did not go home. He walked for hours, tears streaming down his face. He felt like a fraud. He felt like his life was over. The next morning, he locked his piano and covered it with a heavy sheet. He told himself he would never touch it again. He stayed in his room for weeks, scrolling through social media, seeing the comments about the pianist who broke down. He was drowning in his own shame. One afternoon, there was a knock at his door. It was his old teacher, a man who had seen 1,000 students come and go. He did not offer Arco pity. He did not tell him it was okay. Instead, he handed Arco a small piece of paper with a quote from the writer Samuel Beckett. It said, "Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better." Arco looked at the paper and felt frustrated. He told his teacher that he had already failed, and it felt terrible. He did not want to fail again. But the teacher sat him down and explained something Arco had never considered. He said that the goal of a creator is not to be perfect. Perfection is a wall that stops you from growing. The goal is to fail with more grace than you did the time before. The crime is not the mistake itself. The crime is refusing to learn what that mistake is trying to teach you. The teacher told him that his first failure was a bad failure because he ran away. He told Arco that if he went back, he might fail again, but it would be a better failure because he would stay in his seat. This changed something inside Arco. He realized that he had been treating failure like a monster when it was actually just a teacher. He uncovered the piano. His hands were still shaky, and his heart still ached, but he began to play. A year passed. Arco had practiced, but he practiced differently this time. He did not practice to be perfect. He practiced to be resilient. He signed up for the same concert hall in the same city. When he walked onto the stage this time, the fear was still there, but he welcomed it like an old friend. He played the entire piece. Near the end, he actually did miss a single note. It was a tiny slip, barely noticeable to anyone but a professional. In the past, that one note would have destroyed him. But this time, he breathed through it. He kept playing. He finished the performance with a smile. It was technically a failure if you count every note, but it was a better failure than the year before. He did not stop there. He kept performing, kept failing, and kept refining. Finally, on his third major attempt at that same hall, something shifted. He was no longer thinking about the notes or the audience. He was just the music. When he finished, there was a moment of total silence before the crowd erupted. It was the loudest applause he had ever heard. He realized then that he needed those first two failures. The first failure gave him humility. The second failure gave him courage. Without them, this perfect moment would have been empty. The moral of this story is simple but deep. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. When you try something new and you mess up, do not let that stop you. Take the lesson, get back up, and try to fail a little bit better next time. Success is just the result of a long line of improved failures. If you are going through a hard time right now, or if you feel like you have messed up a big opportunity, remember Arco. Your story is not over just because you hit a wrong note. It is just the beginning of your practice. We hope this story gave you the strength to try one more time today. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button and share this with someone who might be struggling with their own setbacks. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had a fail better moment in your life? Let us know. And for more stories that bring light to the dark corners of life, make sure to subscribe to Tales of Light. Keep moving forward, and we will see you in the next story.